I wanted to ask you though, just this, as I said in the opening of the show, the burying of a child, or the passing of a child, let's just say, is the most unnatural, one of the handful of unnatural things that we're not supposed to experience by design. Our life expectancy was about 30 a couple of thousand years ago, and your kids were 14, 15 when you were checking out. They were getting married, they were having kids. And as we grew, as science keeps us alive now till 75 or whatever they tell us, one of the unfortunate byproducts of such a long life is the loss of a child. And something obviously you never considered in life. How can you? It's just such an unnatural thing.
No, it's.
Is this a point? Is counseling valid now? Where does one go? There's the disbelief, I would imagine. There's got to be anger.
No, see, this is like my wife and I will sit, and I don't know, because I've had so much death in my life. Like I don't know if that's the case. Maybe, I mean, I know that when you start at 8 years old with your dad and you just kind of work your way through life, and during that era where 45 of the boys died, and and then finally it's one, Triple H gets real close to passing, a guy that never took a drink, and then Scott passing. It just,
disbelief didn't happen for you, is I think what you're
well,
on, right?
it's really hard to disbelieve that your son's passed when you watch his last heartbeat. I mean,
you still feel him in the house?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when I, as I usually do, get distracted, when my wife and I were standing over him, and he had taken his last breath, pulse, heartbeat, whatever you want to call it, before they came over, and the two nurses have to check for a heartbeat, and they have to, I concur, and then they that's the time of death, and so we were holding hands, and we looked at. Hold on a second. We were holding hands, and we looked at each other, and I said, "What are you thinking?" And she said, "I'm at peace." And I said, "Me too."
Wow.
I said, "Me too." So, I mean, give it just me one. I said,
yeah, just because of how tumultuous it was over those past that day.
Yeah, but it was, and even now, my wife, when she gets in a funk, she just kind of like basically says, "T, get me out of the funk," and she's fine. So,
wow,
he's a magic man.
Your Nancy Wilson was always one of my favorites.
Yeah, thanks.
So